The Impersonal. Agape webinar. Lead Yourself. Portugal. October 11th, 2020. In your name and by your name, in the instant of your presence, in the time of the instant, I have come to help you in the same way that you helped me to abolish distance, to stop time. I have come to invite you to eternal bliss which does not depend on any world or form. The time has come when there is nothing to wait for. The time has come for the one who has always been there, the one who has never stopped smiling at the firmament of the stars, at the highest of the heavens and the deepest of the earth. I have come to invite you to invite yourself to the celebration that does not need a date, to the celebration that does not need a memory, to the celebration of the instant, where the equation of time and space solves itself, where the face-to-face is no longer with yourself but from mirror to mirror, image to image, name to name, because that is what you are beyond being, beyond appearances and beyond non-being, because you are all of these at the same time, in the same space and at the same time, inscribed in the heart of your heart. I invite you to the felicity that does not depend on anything, neither of this world nor of any creature, and even less of any creator, where solitude is plenitude and where plenitude can only be experienced in the intimacy of the self. I invite you to lay down the arms of every struggle and every understanding. I invite you to be true, whatever your being and your appearance, whatever your thoughts and whatever story you are dreaming. I invite you to turn inside yourself, inside your presence, where everything has disappeared, where everything has appeared. I invite you to the resonance which does not know the distance and which does not know the time and which is inscribed simply in the nakedness of the present instant, such is the present and the gift of the present. I invite you to settle down, to let silence tear the veils of your illusions, your beliefs and your fears. I invite you to listen, I invite you to the understanding of yourself, where nothing can appear anymore, where nothing can disappear. And set there in silence, in the residence of one heart, where you are I am, so that there is no one. From person to person, there will always be the one. I invite you to go beyond the condition linked to form, while remaining in your form and in the form of your world in order to discover yourself. Then you will recognize yourself beyond form, beyond identity and beyond any world. This is accessible to each one of you. It is not enough for you to desire it, but simply to accept it. Thus, you will verify for yourself, in the coherence of your being and your non-being, that you yourself are the ether, that you are the way, the truth and the life beyond your way, beyond your truth and beyond your life. Freedom writes its name in the language of fire in the heart of your heart and in the crown of glory of your heart. All this and your bodies are witness to your truth. You are the witness and the creator. You are the angel and the devil. You are the source and the demiurge. You are the one beyond all appearances, beyond all forms and all people. Freedom calls to you whether it is in the silence or in the hubbub you go through, the result is the same. You have always been there. You believed in the dream. You will not be able to believe in the nightmare because it is it that awakens you to the ineffable beauty of your being and your non-being that will appear in your appearance of this form and this world. In this and by this, you have nothing to ask, you have no effort to make, you have nothing to change. There is no weight to be lifted except what you yourself have decorated and clothed as you dream. Freedom knows no law, neither of this world nor of any world. Freedom is in the formless. Freedom is in the ether that reveals itself in you and through you, through the zero time that you accept where there is no desire, where there is no lack. This is your perfection. It is not a becoming, it is a discovery that is inscribed in the instant and that will never be tomorrow and even less yesterday. Your acquiescence and your smile are proof of your yes. From the yes to the life that does not know your life, that does not know the life of any form, because in truth you are what created and sustained all forms and all world. Each one is the dream of the other inscribed in the same dream. Dreams collide, meet and touch each other, crying out for resistance, creating in distance. There is the perfect illusion of believing oneself to be separated and an individual. There is only ONE. There is only the ONE, and that is what each of you is, in this instant as in every instant, whatever the world of your dream you traverse. You have written the course and the curves yourself. The present instant allows you to remember what is previous to memory, what is previous to form, what is previous to creation, and yet is also at the end of the dream of creation. Time is to the truth, not that which is discussed or believed, but that which is lived as soon as you stop believing, believing in a form that has an end and a beginning. This belongs to the game and to appearances, but is in no way the truth. The truth and its living give you the eternal bliss that does not depend on any cause or reason, but simply on the beatitude of the instant. The time has come for each one of you of the great reconciliation, and to understand and grasp that you yourself are the origin and the end of it. I invite you to listen in this instant to the rhythm of your heart, which dances the life and which beats the truth. Where you are is the only place you could stand in these times to live in truth, to be the truth. You are pure light, not subject to any form. You are the ether of life, the ether of celebration, where joy delights the bodies and minds in the dance of the One, motionless and immovable, which leads all dances. Listen to the silence. And time cannot pass in the space of your silence. Only appearance flows, and by letting it flow, without holding anything back, without restraining anything, then you are free, then you are lucid, then you are in joy, no matter how much pain your life or body is in. Life becomes preponderant. Let the smile bloom on your lips. It leads you to the heart of your heart, to the temple of silence and truth, where you see yourself without veil and mask, beyond appearance, beyond form, beyond all desire and all question. Whatever traverses you in this body of flesh, in this instant and in every instant to come, stop nothing and freeze nothing. Let it flow. Let it pass through you. Let yourself be fecundated by the immutable truth that lets everything pass, so that you retain nothing, so that you lock up nothing. The time has come for the mystical union with every other person from here or elsewhere, of this life or of all life, because you are the fountain of living water that nourishes life and is life. Then love, the love that can only be lived and not projected, will fill you even more with felicity and peace. Do not hold anything back. Give yourself to the ultimate that you are. Give yourself to everyone beyond smiles and words in the inner silence of your heart. You will then break all judgment. You will then break all illusions and live that you are neither this nor that, and yet you are also this and that. You are beyond all definition. There is no challenge that you cannot meet, a challenge that you wrote yourself to remember that you dreamed in the worlds of form, in the illusion of good and evil. There will be no more polarity. There will be no more duality. There will be just that, which has always been there. Love resists nothing. You are invited, because you are love, to resist no more. Let yourself cross over. Let yourself be loved. Don't stop anything, and the fluidity of the unity of life will traverse you without interruption, night and day, in front of every crossed eye, every squeezed hand, and every spoken word. There is your felicity, there is your freedom, and there is the only space that contains all spaces. It is the space of truth, the space of truth that encompasses space and time in the same unity. Let yourself be watered by the spring of the living water of the oath and the promise, the spring of coming out of your dream and leaving no one behind you or in front of you. Then you will be consumed by the grace of agape. Nothing will be able to suffer any more. Nothing will be able to question. Nothing will be able to interrogate any more. There is felicity. There is unity, putting an end to form and putting an end to the lie of this world as well as of any other world. What is happening in you, what is happening on this earth right now, is just a pretext. There is no punishment, there is no reward, but there is total restitution. You cannot miss anything, and you cannot miss anything. This is felicity. So is plenitude. So is nothingness. You have traversed everything. You have lived it all. You don't need to remember it, you just feel a weariness of dreaming, a weariness of form. That's how the dream ends. Thus ends the nightmare of distance, the nightmare of division, the nightmare of separation. In truth, nothing is separated, and all this is not real and only represented the arrangement of the infinite possibility of worlds and forms, which does not need time or even space. Then you see for yourself that you are life in all life, that you are life in every world, the life that does not need form, the life that is self-sufficient in itself, where there is no distance and no suffering. I invite you to listen to the dance of your heart, whether the rhythm is in 3 beats or 1,000 beats, whether your heart fades or palpitates, whether your heart exults or is sad. This is only the pretext to remember that you are the heart of each one, of each human being, of each world. Love what you do not understand. Love what you thought you could hate. Love what you thought you had to reject. Love and do not ask questions. Love in the silence of your heart when the words disagree. Love in the smile of your eyes when you cannot speak. Shake the hand of the stranger, not to greet him but simply to contact him beyond the appearance of the hand. You will join his heart of the heart, as long as you do not ask anything, neither for yourself nor for the other, leading you to understand that there is no other more than you. Then you will discover yourself in the nakedness of love, in the truth of benevolence. Then, your heart will warm whether you feel it or not. You will observe the effects of this new resilience, which cannot correspond to any morality, to any law, to any custom, but which is that of freedom, that of love. Do not forget that you have nothing to ask, that you have nothing to fear, that you have nothing to hope for, but simply to be there, in the total gift of your appearance, revealing the being and the non-being. That is what you are. Everything else has only passed and will continue to pass. Do not obstruct the passage, but be yourself the passage. Embrace. Accept. Accept that you can do nothing, then everything will be offered to you before you even express the request, because everything will resonate between the intelligence of love in you and the intelligence of light. That is the real. There is the world of life that will never know death because it was never born but simply supported your dream. Time is in ecstasy, not elsewhere, but simply here in the common and banal of your daily life. Everything is only a pretext to lead you to yourself. Resist nothing. Refuse nothing, and everything will be given to you because you are the gift, because you are the gift of grace. I am also in the space of my words as in the dance of your heart. I am you, beyond all appearances, beyond all speeches, beyond all assertions or challenges. Let yourself be consumed in the igneous fire of love. You are the only true one. There is only that, and it is in this that everything is contained and that everything is lived here as everywhere in the worlds of form. Listen to the silence. Do not ask or expect anything from it. Just be there with you and with me, as with every other one of you, without asking for anything, then everything is done. Here between my words the verb of silence is beauty. Silence is truth. You will never thirst again. You will never be hungry again. You will never need to appear and disappear again. You are freedom. You are love. You are space and time. You are your last name as your first name and your last name, which is Abba, beyond form and beyond any world. There is nothing to describe. There is nothing to perceive except to let vacuity fill you with the ineffable. There is communion in the instant you hear me and each of you hears you, the same love, the only real one. Then you make the universe and all the spheres of creation resonate to let them know that time is at the celebration of the lived dream in order to honor and respect it, in all circumstances, by stopping time by your presence in your heart. You then see all times for what they are, a dream that passes without substance and flavor in relation to the truth, in relation to the unknown, in relation to the absolute. Agape within you, may the good news spread in silence from heart to heart and from world to world to make the miracle of one thing: there is only love. Allow me to place in your heart the seal of agape and the seal of reality. You'll never be able to play forget-me-not again. You've dreamed about it every nook and cranny. You explored all the possible ones until the infinity of the worlds, which is nothing compared to the infinity of the present and the infinity of your presence. You'll never be able to play forget-me-not again. You've dreamed about it every nook and cranny. You explored all the possible ones until the infinity of the worlds, which is nothing compared to the infinity of the present and the infinity of your presence. I will end with these words. Let the scent of your essence be deposited on every look, on every form, on every encounter, for in that you are blessed, and in that you are the blessing itself. The impersonal is there, and the last words before the silence are this: agape, agape, agape. May peace, truth, and joy be your home forever. I greet you from the heart of each one, from each one other than you. I leave you now to the rhythm that is yours, to return to the appearance of the being who carries this fire. Forever, with every breath, I am here. Channeling by Jean-Luc Youn in French. Translated through Google Translate from original text at https://apotheose.live. APOTHEOSE